Hey everybody, I'm Brian Eddy and we're here today in Stern's Pinball Factory to show you D&D, the Tyrant side. Let's take a look at how it's made. We're going to start in sub-assembly first to show you how the pieces come together to make a whole playfield. Well, this is one of the coolest areas right here. This is where we make the Dragon mech. This is a big mech, as you can see, with the motors that move back and forth and the gold targets. Over here we have some gelatinous cubes. These are all assembled, ready to go onto the game. You see the big magnet underneath there that grabs them and holds them in the cube. See, over here we have some dragons starting to come together. This is just the bottom head and the jaw with that omnidirectional switch that's in there to detect hits. This is the shield that the player can control and pop up. And this is really fun once you get used to using it in the game. Love the decal on this one. This is a great city scene that we have on the back panel. I believe this is Arabelle. Looks like we have some dungeons over here. This is a really robust mech that pops up and tries to capture the ball. Okay, now let's take a look at how the playfields go together. Okay, here we are at the start of the production line where all those pieces come together. So let's take a look as we go down. You can see here they're starting to put all the T-nuts in and any of the screws that we need. We're going to start putting on ball guides and return lanes. You can see it all coming together over here. They go pretty quick. Now if you take a look, it's starting to get pretty populated. So right about here they start putting all the wires on, connecting them all up. So they flip the playfields over and now they're going to fill the top side with all the mechanisms. You can see we got these really cool decorative protecting mats on top of them. This protects the playfield, make sure no scratches or anything happens from the tools. So you can see they're putting more and more parts on the top side here. We got some ramps on. We got the start of the dragon going here. So here we are at the end of the line on the top side. All the parts are on the game now, and they go over into the dressing area where they connect everything together and make sure electrically it all works. So everything gets finally put together, all attached up, ready to plug them in and see how they work. So after games are dressed and everything's together, we take them over here to the rotisseries, and this is where they're all tested, making sure all the devices work, all the switches, coils, and lamps. Any little adjustments will happen here to make sure that the games are working correctly. And from the rotisseries, they get to go into final test, where the playfields are put into cabinets, and this is where the final tweaks are made. This is a pro, and we're testing all the devices to make sure they work. Like here's the dragon, got to make sure that he can go up and down. We got to make sure that the magnet works inside. The up-down ramp, make sure that goes up and down and holds well. And even things like the shooter, just to make sure it comes around and lands on the flipper. So they do a final testing on everything just to make sure everything plays the way it should. So after final test, they get a few adjustments here, getting your serial numbers put on and stuff like that. All cleaned up and polished. We get the dragon all packed up to make sure he survives his trip with some foam. One of the last steps is putting on the glass before it goes into the box. And I help push every single game into a box. Oh. Okay, not really, but so after the games are boxed, they're brought over here to be stored, waiting for pickup from the shipper to deliver right to your house. And that's pretty much it. That's the tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it.